Well, hello, Secure Poland. Good morning, Dzień dobry. The title of my talk for you today is MindCraft Security, not Minecraft like the game, but something more important, MindCraft Security. Or should I say MindCraft bezpieczeństwa. So, I will start off my talk by doing an introduction. Then I will talk to you about 4 very important things. What is Minecraft security? Then I'll tell you why should you teach kids security. Then what to teach kids security. And finally, how do you teach kids security? Then I will do a demo and then conclude with some closing thoughts. Who am I? My name is Reuben Paul. But my friends call me Rapstar. My personal Twitter handle is @Rapstar that you can use to tweet about this talk. I'm 10 years old and I attend the Harmony School of Science in Austin, Texas. God has blessed me so far. All in all, in the past 2 years, I have done 11 security conferences, 3 of them international, 9 keynotes, I have received 3 standing ovations, and several media and press mentions. A cool fact about Secure Poland is this is my 10th keynote, and I am 10 years old, so I'm very glad to be here. So it all began when my first grade teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And this is me laying back on the couch. This is my hack going through the cloud. This is the other computer's firewall with holes in it, and then this is the other computer getting bombed. Other than my cybersecurity passion, I love playing the piano and drums. I love doing hockey and swimming. Also gymnastics, and I love doing kung fu. In fact, my very first accomplishment was when I was 7 years old, and I received the title of being the youngest Shaolin Do Kung Fu black belt in America. Here is a clip about this honor.
Saturday. You may have caught a glimpse of this young man, Reuben Paul. Last week, Reuben, at only 7 years old, became the youngest American to earn a black belt in Shaolin Do Kung Fu, which includes mastery of 6 different weapon forms. Reuben, who's a Pflugerville resident, has been training in Shaolin Do Kung Fu since he was 3.5 years old.
So, now to what is Minecraft security? So, since the title of my talk for you today is What is Minecraft Security, I will start off with a mind quote. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And since kids are growing up without cybersecurity in schools and homes, this quote is not being enforced, which it needs to. Now, as Master Yoda would say, truly wonderful the mind of a child is, so let's not waste it. What can we do not to waste it? Educate kids with what they need for the future. That means since the world's becoming highly connected with technology, and with technology increase comes more threats, children need to be made aware and trained to be with the knowledge of cybersecurity skills and skills. So Minecraft security is crafting the minds of children with cybersecurity knowledge of dangers and defenses. So, why should kids be taught security? We have come up with the top 10 reasons why kids should be taught security. Number 10, it is the right thing to do. Number 9, schools don't teach it. Number 8, if not you, who? Number 7, it's an app generation. Number 6, cyberbullying. Number 5, the Internet of Things. Number 4, autonomous threats. Number 3, hacking is on the rise. And the number 2, digitally unsafe world. And the number 1 reason why you should teach your kids cybersecurity is for the future. I'll expand on these topics a little bit more. So, it is the right thing to do. Why? Because when you train up a child in the way he should go when he is old, he will not depart from it. Number 9, schools don't teach. Cybersecurity has not made it into our classrooms, and it is a big part of it. Does your child's school have an InfoSec program? Number 8, if not you, who? If you're not going to teach your child security, nor is your school, then who will? Number 7, it's an app generation. Now, since there's new technologies and millions of apps, which kids like me and your kids use, it's important that you teach them how to use it safe and securely. Here's a picture of my little brother Itai busy on his business call. So with all these new technologies, please educate them how to use it safely. Number 6, cyberbullying. Here is, on an important note, some people have started to use these new technologies and millions of apps for bad reasons, such as cyberbullying. Number 5, the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is connecting almost about everything in our daily lives, making it harder for kids to be safe and secure online. Number 4, autonomous threats. Recently, I read in an article that in Computer World that autonomous military machines were being made for military advantages. The same article also stated that hackers are a big threat to this. So while the era of the Terminators is not far from reality, we must also recognize that a digital world war isn't either. I wonder if World War III will be fought with bits and bytes instead of missile heads, and I surely hope that that day will never come. Number 3, hacking is on the rise. Hackers are now not discriminating their targets. They are now, neither are they by age. So not only are your companies at risk, but so is your country and your children. Why are children at risk? Kids have so much access to technology, but do they know how to use it in a safe and secure way? For example, they can download games and install it without realizing it might have malware in it. I will demonstrate this a little bit later. Or they can even post too much information on any social media website like Facebook or Twitter and not realize the harm that can be done against them. Number 2, it's a digitally unsafe world. We used to live in a world that was physically insecure with wars that were fought with bombs, such as the Fat Boy. But today we live in an equally insecure world, or even more, because somebody with a fat finger could trigger a bomb even more deadly than the Fat Boy. And the number 1 reason for the future, educate your kids with what they need for the future, because decisions that we have made in the past have influenced how we live today, and decisions that we make today will influence how kids live in the future. So when you teach your kids security, you are preparing them to face more cyber adversaries and threats throughout the world. So now, to what you should teach your kids cybersecurity. Arm your kids with knowledge, for knowledge is power. I will borrow some things from the world of Kung Fu to explain what you should teach your kids cybersecurity. In Kung Fu, we have a code of ethics. We learn how to attack and how to defend. We learn when and how to be most effective, which means we have to have the right stance. And we learn the discipline of practice that makes perfect. Ethics. What is ethics? Ethics is doing the right things for the right reasons. Let me tell you a story. After my first keynote, after the Security Congress keynote, one of the chairmen of a very large organization came up and told my dad, don't turn your son into a black hat. My dad responded by saying, my son needs to know the black hat skills to be a great white hat. So teach your kids white hat ethics while teaching them the black hat skills. Teach them the needed hacking skills so that they know how to break things so that they can build it better. Teach kids the needed defensive security controls so that they can protect themselves. Teach them when and how to be most effective, to use their stances, and teach them discipline of the practice so that they can be perfect. Obviously, I cannot go over many attacks, but let's just say ABC, ARP spoofing, buffer overflow, and cross-site request forgery. So ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. The ARP will map the IP address to the MAC address so that the router can deliver the correct packets to the MAC address, or to the correct device on the network. In ARP spoofing, the hacker will change the IP mapping to point to his MAC address so that he can intercept the packets from different devices on the network. Here's another example that a kid would understand. So it's a simple mailbox example. In my neighborhood, all of the mailboxes are in one common location, and in it is a piece of paper, and on it is a laminated our name and home address. My name is Reuben, and my home address is 1337, and my neighbor's name is Bobby, and his number is 1057. Um, so if I wanted to get Bobby's mail, I would have to change Bobby's home number to point to my home number. Buffer overflow. Buffer overflow buffer overflow is when a hacker inputs more data into which the memory buffer can hold. If the code does not check how long the input is before copying it to the memory buffer, then the hacker can redirect the instruction pointer and point it to his malicious code. Here's a simpler way to understand it. I invite some of my friends to a birthday party on 31 Reuben Street. So a bad guy comes and puts a sign over my home address saying that the party is changed to his home address, 1337. So when my friends go to his house, they get robbed. Cross-site request forgery. The best way to understand cross-site request forgery is you log into your bank account. You get a session established. You get an email with a link on it. You click on the link. You realize that money from your bank account is stolen. How did this happen? The hacker maliciously crafted the link so that it would transfer money from your bank account to his through the session that was already established. Here's a simpler example of a kid he is invited to a birthday party. He presents his invitation to the security guard. Security guard gives him an entry ticket. Another kid comes. He wants candy too, but he does not have an entry ticket. So he tricks the kid with the entry ticket to go in and get candy for him. Okay. How is this possible? The security guard was not checking if the entry ticket was used before or not. Okay. Other than basic hacking skills, you need to teach your kids the basic defensive controls, which I like to call the 3 T's of security. Don't talk, don't take, don't trust cyber strangers in the cyber world. Don't talk to cyber strangers because everybody in the cyber world is a cyber stranger. This means don't give out too much personal information on any social media website like Facebook or Twitter, for you don't know if there's a man in the middle. Don't take anything from cyber strangers because there's no free lunch in the real or cyber world. This means don't click on links because you could get clickjacked or phished. And don't trust cyber strangers in the cyber world because you could get social engineered. How do you teach kids cybersecurity? From my experience, we have come up with 5 ways to teach kids cybersecurity. Let them have a strong programming foundation. Simplify security for them. Make security fun. Practice, practice, practice. And patience is key. Let them have a strong programming foundation because programming and security goes hand in hand. So when you teach them a strong programming foundation, they'll be prepared to learn security. When I was 5 years old, my dad introduced me to Scratch programming, which is a drag-and-drop block-based game, or basically programming. It teaches you the logic of programming, and in it, my first game, which I made, was where a big fish would follow the mouse pointer, and the mouse pointer would try and have to catch a small fish. So, and when the big fish did catch it, it would say, "Yummy." Yeah. So next, simplify security for them. As I showed you some simpler examples of hacking skills, here's an example of a denial of service attack. A denial of service attack can be created by closing a port or overloading a website by requesting to reload it too many times, or even doing a document.location.href to some other site. Or you can teach a kid a denial of service by showing them this picture of Thor's hammer on the toilet while Spider-Man is denied service. Here's another example. How many of you all have heard of Tor? Tor stands for the onion router. The onion router basically allows you to browse anonymously without anyone revealing your location, without anyone being able to find you. So an application of this as it applies to kids is you can install it on any kid's device. So when they're browsing the web, it will be harder for someone to determine their location. Here's an example of Tor for kids, of Batman advising Robin to stop checking in or at least use Tor. Make it fun for kids. When I was young and my dad asked me to, yeah, when my dad asked me to, young insecurity, when my dad asked me to install the Kali Linux headers, or check if the Kali Linux headers were ready, I asked the computer, is header ready? And it said, is command not found. So I asked it, so I had to bash the computer 3 times, and it still did not accept my command. So I asked it, what? And it said, what command not found? This was driving me crazy, and I told that to the computer. It still did not accept my command, so I said bye. When my dad came into the room, I thought he would be angry, but really he had a lot of fun reading it and even taught me about fuzzing. Practice, practice, practice. Encourage your kids to keep practice a little bit more, and practice a lot more. Even the best of hackers practice their skills repeatedly. Here's Bruce Lee's idea on the importance of practice. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Why practice? Once I ran the rm-rf star command on my home folder, and I was glad it was during practice for a conference and not at the conference, and this is how I felt. Patience is key. Each kid learns differently. Some learn fast, some learn slow, but all kids learn by making mistakes. So when your kids fail and make mistakes, it is important for you to stay patient. So, and as Master Yoda would say, patience you must have. So now to my demonstration. So for my demonstration today, I will be doing an Android hack, and as you can see, I have a Kali Linux box here, and I have an Android device over here, which is going to be mirrored on the screen. There you go. Okay. Now for my Android hack, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to create a fake malware game. Then I will put it on a downloadable location that looks like it's real. Then I will let the Android device download it, and then I will have full root access to this device. So I'm going to go to the website directory, so I can have all my files over there. Oh, yeah. Is that good? Okay. So I'm going to use MSF Venom, and the payload is the Android Metapredator reverse TCP. And I'm going to use my IP address, which I can see. So that I can make the malware. It is right now 192.168.1.101. And then I'm going to use, the port I'm going to use is 8080. And I'm going to pipe that in all into a game called MindCraft.apk. And that should work. Okay, so as you can see, I have MindCraft.apk. Now I'm going to use the social engineering toolkit. Really? Oh, sorry. Thank you for catching that. So now I'm going to use the social engineering toolkit to do a social engineering attack. I'm going to do a website attack. You can use, I'm just going to do a credential harvester attack so I can clone the website. I'm going to do a site cloner. And I need my IP address again so that the website can connect back to this. And then the website that I'm going to clone is MindCraft.net. And a fun fact is I'm not very keen on Minecraft. I don't really like Minecraft at all. So now I have the index.html file. I am going to access that. And I'm just going to go ahead and search for Android. Okay, so we have Android / buy this edition. So instead of that, we're going to make this edition free for a limited time. Free for limited time. Only, and then we're going to break, and then I'm going to say only accessible to secure, only for secure Poland attendee. And then I'm going to change the address that it's going to my own box. One 192.168.8.101. So this will be the fake website. And then I'm going to say, when you tap on the button, it's going to download the MindCraft.apk. And that looks right. So let's go ahead and check it. So when I go to Firefox, I'm going to type in 192.168.8.101. And I can next. So when I go to the Android section, it says free for limited time, only secure Poland attendees. So after this, I am going to start the Metasploit, payload, and then I will download it on my Android device after. I'm going to use the exploit /multi/handler, and then I am going to set the payload to the Android/Metaplotter. /reverse TCP attack, and then I'm going to set the local host to 192.168.8.101, and then I'm going to set the port to 8080, and then I'm just going to check this, and I am going to run the attack. At this time, I would like to call my dad up just because, yeah, the Android. So we can, there you go. So while the payload listener is listening, I'm going to go ahead and settings. Okay, and I'm going to go to my IP address. Wait, did I miss the 8? Okay, so it goes to the fake Minecraft website. And when I go to Android, free for limited time, only for secure Poland attendees. So I get it. Step file can harm your device anyway. Do you want to keep it? Of course, it's Minecraft. I'm going to replace the file. And then when I go to my downloads, I should have my Minecraft.apk file. I'm going to try and download it one more time. Yes, okay. You want to install this application, it'll get access to your directly call phone numbers, view your text messages, record audio, precise location, modify your contacts, modify or delete contents of your SD card. Yeah, sure, let's install it. And, so when we go over here and open the app, it's right now in main activity, we can see that on our Kali box, when he taps the app, it'll open a Metaplotter shell. And so we have now root access to the whole device. So we can do a lot of different things. Right now, oh, it closed. Recent dead. Oh, it's still there. It's still there. I got it. And I'm going to do a wlan.geolocate. Oh, again. It might take a few times. Tries. And then I get the geolocate. So we're going to just open this link. And then you see we are in the Okasi Airport Hotel Okasi in Poland. The next thing I will do is I will do a webcam stream attack. And go ahead. You can say hello. And I think it's, I don't know. You can keep going. I think it stopped, Dada. Yeah. Oh no, it's still going. Yeah, I think that's good. And then if we had any call logs, we could do a dump. No call log entries were found. So that is my demo for you today. And back to my talk. So now, do some closing thoughts. Recently, I started a nonprofit organization called Cyber Shaolin, which teaches kids both the dangers and defenses of cybersecurity. We need more supporters, so if you would like to get involved, please contact me after the conference. Thank you. Cyber Shaolin has a wide array of lessons. We have made a few so far, and we are trying to make more. So now in closing thought, I want to thank my God, Jesus Christ, for the gifts he has given me. Without him, I would be nowhere here. I want to thank the organizers of this conference for coming to hear me, for inviting me, Mr. Schmeck, Yaroshevsky. I'm sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing. Miss Monica and Anna from NASC and CERT, and I want to thank their whole team for inviting me and bringing me here. I want to thank you all for coming to hear me speak. You have just heard about MindCraft security, probably for the first time. In closing thought, invest in kids today, for they are the future, because decisions that we have made in the past have influenced how we live today, and decisions that we make today will influence how your kids live in the future. So spend time with them. My contact information is Reuben@shaolin.org or Reuben@prudentgames.com if you'd like to invite me to your next talk. And thank you. In closing,
Thank you. Thank you, Reuben. Stay with us. Może mamy czas, myślę,
I guess we have time for one question. Well, what can I say essentially after such a presentation? Well, we can learn really a lot. So I won't be commenting on this, but perhaps someone would like to ask a question to our young speaker. Hopefully we still have some time for it. I see you're so overwhelmed by this presentation that you have no questions, and rightly so. And if you don't know what your boss will look like, he's probably... Yes, we do have a question. Yes, please.
I got my first laptop when I was about maybe 5 years old. It was a Windows XP. It didn't work at all. It was a hand-me-down. And then I do not currently have a smartphone. But any other questions?
To może jeszcze jedno pytanie, skoro...
Perhaps one more question, since the speaker is asking for it. Yes, please.
4-4.
Thank you. Thank you, Reuben. Unfortunately, we must end this presentation. Unfortunately, yes. Bardzo dziękuję. Thank you very much. very impressive presentation. Thank you.